Not if the aliens got her.
Oh, God.
And then dropped her back off.
This is just a hodgepodge of all the theories then for you.
What if Amelia Earhart is Sasquatch? What's up, everyone? I'm Dale.
And I'm Brit.
And this is A Toast of the Atypical. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2. Well, I guess...
Well, yeah, it's Episode 2.
Technically...
You're going to number them the way that you post them.
Yeah.
So don't change it now.
Episode 2, yes.
Because you're going to confuse the shit out of me like you did last season.
Episode 2, our first episode. Our
first real content episode this season.
Yeah.
Yup.
So, welcome back, everybody, and to the new listeners, welcome, and thank you for checking us out. We do have a number of new listeners, so make sure, if you liked our last episode, which many of you did, you noticed that we did a lot of follow-up from the previous season, last episode, so just so you stay on top of everything, make sure you like us and follow us and share our page. Subscribe, and do whatever you got to do with the little bell thing on YouTube, even though we're on a bit of a YouTube strike right now.
Screw YouTube.
YouTube is not down with the bitches and the hoes. But we're on YouTube, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, all over the place. Check our link tree in the description. And that God bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. You okay?
Yeah.
You need a tissue? Get
No, I'm
schnotts
good.
everywhere?
It just took me by surprise.
Ooh, me too.
Derp.
All right, well, let's do our drink. So we might. I think I just had a seizure.
At least I just sneezed. I don't know what the fuck just happened with you.
My brain sneezed, I think. So every episode, if you don't know, we like to mix a drink that either is related to the episode or maybe one of you have sponsored the episode and suggested a drink on our Buy Me a Coffee link, which is also in the description. Yep. This one goes along with kind of the topic that we're going to be talking about. And I'll let Brit introduce that to you in a little bit. But first and foremost, our drinks. Now, we did mention last episode that we are going to be doing cocktails and mocktails this season because we are expecting baby Squatch, as we're affectionately calling them, in November.
Well,
so
don't say them because I said them earlier and people thought I was having more than one child.
Oh, God. Okay.
So him or her. No, not it.
It.
Him or her.
Cousin It. Is that the hairy one? No,
Uh-huh.
it's... Oh, Thing's the hand.
Thing is the hand.
Okay.
It is the
so
hand.
this is kind of a weird concoction of drink, but it is, what's it even called? Is it called Amelia Earhart? Mm. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the episode. So...
That was super anticlimactic.
I know.
Pew.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I didn't even mean to do that.
Kind of like what we're going to be getting to.
Maybe.
But anyway, so... It is gin, because gin. Simple syrup.
It's technically supposed to be aviation gin.
Aviation gin, but Ryan Reynolds is a little too bougie for us. So, gin, simple syrup. Again, I substituted the simple syrup too because it asked for like rhubarb syrup or something like that.
Rhubarb jam syrup or something.
Yeah, sorry.
Wacky,
again, too bougie for me.
Have that.
So, simple syrup. Lemon juice.
Yep.
And wine. Top it off with some sparkling wine. So,
yep.
Ladies first. Oh, I gave you the one that I always spill.
I don't think it matters. I think you
really
probably
doesn't.
would have spilled something anyway.
Those of you from last season know that I make it a regular thing to spill cocktails because the cocktail shaker that we previously used was just not the best. Plus, I probably just user error. But I did get a new cocktail shaker, and it's pretty freaking awesome. So this one's yours, sparkling prosecco.
Yep.
Okay, and this one is mine. Shake that bad boy up, and we're gonna can't really slap it out here. So I'm going to get it everywhere. There we go. All right. What?
Nothing. Just waiting for you to get your shit together over there.
Never going to happen. All right. Of course, I made mine with actual gin, and Brit is... Oh, I forgot to bring over the bottle of what the gin was called that you're using. The non-alcoholic gin and the non-alcoholic wine. I forget the name of the gin, though. If I remember, I'll put a picture of it up right now, which means you're not going to be seeing it right now because I'm not going to remember. But
I was gonna say I don't think you ever actually put.
But you know what I did this episode? I have a pad of paper right here, and I am going to be writing down what I actually need to put in these episodes. So, gin photo. All right, gin Ricky. That should be one of them that we do. But let's give this a taste. And that's the other thing we do with the drinks that we're mixing. We don't actually know what they taste like. They're usually not something
Most
that we've
often.
usually not something we've ever had before.
Sometimes they are.
Oh my God, my thighs are really making an appearance in this episode. Pants are a little short over here.
All of me is just everywhere now. All right.
To the ups and the downs of this episode.
See, that was intentional. I didn't do it on purpose. That was fucked up. Tastes like a good New Year's Eve drink.
Like
Maybe it's the Prosecco that's throwing me
yeah.
off. And the lemon. It's got good flavor. It's light.
It is very light. It's good. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Not going to complain.
It's good.
Not going to complain.
It's got a sparkling lemonade kind of taste to it.
Yeah. Kind of strange.
I wonder if we actually had the rhubarb syrup, if that would have made a difference.
I don't know. I'll make some rhubarb syrup next time.
It's a little more sour than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Were you a little heavy-handed with the lemon juice?
No, I wasn't, but it calls for fresh squeezed lemons, and we didn't have actual lemons, so I did use the lemon juice. And it says it's like the same strength or whatever, but I always feel like the lemon juice is a little more concentrated.
I agree.
So, yeah.
It's a little more tart.
Yeah. Tartiness. Tartar.
Okay.
Okay, then
What?
a word from our friends. What?
Nothing.
Waiting
for you.
We teamed up the end of last season, with a local clothing company called 1044 Threads, and you can check them out. The link is in our link tree, 1044.store. They have some awesome designs. They do custom designs, really cool Philly sports designs, some tie-dye stuff. They have other things like keychains and beanies and stuff like that. But most importantly, they have our official A Toast to the Atypical podcast graphic t-shirt, which you can see right in front of you on this voluptuous body. But you can get our shirt, not this shirt. This one's mine. You can get the podcast shirt.
Why would anybody want it?
This is Frank's shirt.
Oh my gosh.
You could get our official podcast shirt or anything else on their website and get 15% off site-wide if you use our code, because you're one of our listeners. Toast15 is the code. Make sure you plug that in, get your 15% off, and get some really cool stuff. They have some really cool, the really cool Phillies gear right now. I'm excited to see some flyer stuff coming out. Hopefully soon. I'll be jumping on that one. But, yeah. You got anything else to fill us in on before we get into the episode?
I don't think so.
No?
I think we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, then, have at it there, kid.
Okay. So as Dale said,
snacks. Wait, hold on.
Oh, God.
Sorry, we didn't do snacks. We always have snacks on the episodes, too. And we always have either really gooey, chewy, gross stuff that we're munching in your ear, or we have crunchy stuff. So today we have some Sour Patch watermelons. We got some apparently disgusting knockoff brand Oreos, bunch of candy, and some of the Thin Mints, because Thin Mints. Okay.
Yep. Last episode, Dale was the candy aficionado. This entire selection was all my doing.
Yeah.
And by my, I mean the babies.
Our charcuterie board of shit. Oh, there is fruit here too. We're not all unhealthy. A strawberry, some cherries, and some grapes.
Yeah. Leftovers.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Right, proceed.
All right.
Hit it up.
So as Dale said, we're going to be talking about Amelia Earhart tonight. So, she was born on July 24th, 1897 in Atchison, Kansas.
1897. That's a lot longer ago than I thought this was. I didn't realize that.
You learned something already. First sentence out of my mouth.
God damn, I'm done.
Shit. Have anything else to add?
Nope.
Okay, cool. As a kid, she was a tomboy. She had a very keen sense of adventure, and she was definitely not your typical girl for that time frame. She attended an air show in Toronto, where she had moved to work as a nurse's aide during World War I, and she also volunteered there during the 1918 flu pandemic. After she fell in love at the air show, she took flying lessons in California and set the first women's altitude record of 14,000 feet in 1922. She wasn't yet committed to a career as an aviatrix, though. She actually attended Columbia University, majoring in health and medicine, and she became a social worker in Boston shortly after that. She began flying just as a hobby on her days off, becoming the only female member of a local pilots association, and she made headlines doing a flying stunt to raise money for the settlement house where she worked. So it was health and medicine was always kind of her primary driver, and then she was like, okay, well, this is cool. People will come out for this because it's different and unique, and I can support what I'm doing in the process. So the publicity from that flying stunt grabbed the attention of George Palmer Putnam, who was the publisher of Charles Lindbergh's book, We. And he had been looking for a lady... We, W-E.
Oh, I thought it was like oui, like oui. Like French.
Like French. No. At the time, he had been looking for a Lady Lindbergh to try to replicate the success and kind of ride the coattails of what Charles Lindbergh had been bringing to the table.
Okay.
And he wanted to replicate the success of the first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean, according to a Time magazine interview in 1928. He was very intrigued by Amelia Earhart and her physical resemblance to Lindbergh. So apparently they looked alike, which I never knew.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. He invited her to be a passenger on a transatlantic flight that he was taking. So in June of 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic and then to fly back. The duration of the first flight was 20 hours and 40 minutes, which would become the title of her book on the subject. The 20 hours for 40 minutes was the title.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, she and Putnam married in February of 1931, and he became her publicist and the backer of her historic May 21st, 1932 flight. On the 5th anniversary of Lindbergh's historic Paris journey, Amelia Earhart made her first solo pilot flight nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean. She was able to fund her flying as a writer and lecturer, and even designed her own women's clothing line, which I thought was really interesting. So she kind of jumped around and was like passionate about health and wellness and medicine and social work, and was involved as a volunteer, and she was a nurse's aide during World War I, and then she was like, okay, women's clothing. I'm going to write. I'm going to lecture. Like, she was
She was one of the first celebrities to start their own clothing line, too.
Mm-hmm. So it was pretty neat to read more about her just ventures, because I didn't know that much about her outside of just the flight.
Mm.
So in 1935, she got paid $10,000, which would be the equivalent of $185,000 in today's money, which is insane,
Wow.
to become the first person to fly from Hawaii to the mainland U.S. And that same year, Time magazine described her as, quote, easily the world's #1 airwoman, excuse me. At that time...
Wasn't she the only one?
I guess. So that's why I was easily the world's #1.
Tallest midget.
Not a whole lot of competition. At that time, Purdue University recruited her to run a career center for women, where she inspired many to switch from home ec to engineering and other jobs in the aviation industry, which was really unprecedented at the time. I mean, everybody was going to become like a fucking homemaker or a nurse. Like,
right.
that was like all that the women's options were then. So she was like,
what are they called? When the jobs were like basically like, no, women do this, men do this. It was very not
like,
secular,
very like specific gender roles.
Yeah, gender roles. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Big words.
So the school's president at the time was Edward C. Elliott, and he believed strongly in education for women as one way out of the Depression, and that educated women could add a great deal to our economy. So at age 39, Earhart thought that she had just one more ambitious flight in her before she was ready to spend her life on the ground and retire.
Grounded.
She was, according to Susan Butler, who was the author of East to the Dawn, The Life of Amelia Earhart, she said that she was planning on hanging up her spurs. She wasn't planning on doing any more record setting. So for her last hurrah, unfortunately, she decided to go out with a bang.
Wait, can I just say how stupid the saying hanging up her spurs is to describe Amelia Earhart?
That was a quote from the book. I wouldn't have said that.
I know. That is one of the, like, spurs? Really? You couldn't think of, like, I don't know, hanging up some fucking aviation term instead of spurs? Like, she doesn't ride fucking horses.
Goggles? I
don't know. I feel like they could have been...
I don't think there were many other analogies back. Like, you couldn't say hanging up her gloves. Like,
why not?
Because was boxing really big back then? Was that really a thing that people would say?
I don't know.
I doubt it. I truthfully don't know, but...
I think it's stupid.
Okay. I'm glad that that's what you're latching on to. And everything I just said about this woman's incredible life, that's what you're latching on to. Is she hung up her spurs.
She's awesome, but she didn't have spurs to hang up, I don't think.
She might have. You don't fucking know.
I don't know.
She did everything fucking else.
Yeah.
Maybe she designed her own spurs, too.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Fashion spurs. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Until the next part, and then
All right. So for her final flight, she planned to fly from Oakland, California to Miami. And then she announced that for her final, she would fly around the world. Her goals were to, quote, establish the feasibility of circling the globe by commercial air travel and to determine just how human beings react under strain and fatigue. So on June 1st, 1937, she took off, and throughout her journey, she reported back to the U.S. media about what she saw along the way.
Aliens.
Maybe. So on June 1st, she and Fred Noonan, who was her navigator at the time, set out from Oakland on their eastbound transcontinental flight on a twin-engine Lockheed Electra plane. Less than a month later, they reached Lae, New Guinea, having flown 22,000 miles, and they still had 7,000 more to go before they reached Oakland once again. They departed from Lae and had to fly another 2,500 miles before reaching their next stop, which was Howland Island. It was a very, very, very small island in the Pacific Ocean, and they planned to refuel there. However, on now July 2nd, before she reached her destination, Amelia and her navigator are thought to have disappeared in the Central Pacific Ocean on their way to Howland Island. Later, Jerry Mock would achieve Earhart's goal of becoming the first woman to circumnavigate the globe as a solo pilot, but that didn't happen until 1964. So, after she disappeared, there were extreme efforts to locate the plane. It ended up being the most expensive air and sea search in American history up to that point, and there had never been any sign of Earhart or Noonan anywhere.
And what year was this?
This was in 1937. July 2nd, 1937 was when she disappeared.
Right. And there... trying to figure out that amount there. Because they, I think, spent $4 million searching for her, is what
So I saw several different numbers, and I didn't know which one was correct, so I didn't include it, but I do know that everything pretty much agreed that it was the most expensive
So that's
search in
$85
American
million
history.
in today's money.
Yeah.
Is what they spent. There's probably more than what they spent looking for the
So
Malaysian
the one thing I read
flights.
said 4 million, one said 2.8 million, one said like 6.2. Like a lot of the things were like all over the place. I couldn't find like a set specific answer. Are you looking for the one you dropped because you're nowhere near it?
No? You didn't see it? Oh, check you out. Thanks.
You're welcome. If you're not watching this, Dale just fat fingered the shit out of some Sour Patch watermelons and dropped some in the other candy bucket. And then very awkwardly, blindly was searching around like...
Like some fucked up claw machine. Yeah. Misguided claw machine.
Oh, man. So after approximately 18 months of searching, she was officially declared dead on January 5th, 1939. Now, obviously, with something as strange as this and her just basically vanishing, there are tons of theories out there about what happened to Earhart and Noonan. The most widely believed theory is that they reached an uninhabited island called Nicomararo, where artifacts such as tools and aircraft wreckage have actually been discovered.
Interesting.
Yep. What do you think about that one?
I think as soon as you said that what's the island they were shooting
Howland.
for? Howland Island. As soon as you said it was a small island, like back then, like even now, it would be difficult to find an island.
Yeah.
I feel like in the middle of the ocean. Back then, with not nearly as much technology,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot more likely for them to miss that island in some fashion and land somewhere else.
Oh, I'm sure.
So yeah.
So for reference, Nicomararo is right here. And I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, so if I'm not and you guys know, please tell me. And then Howland is up there. So they were not too far from where they were intending to go.
But, I mean, a degree off in their calculation.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, definitely, you know, I don't know if they ran out of fuel or what happened, but they obviously did not make it where they intended to go.
Right.
So, theory number 2. She was captured and executed by the Japanese.
I've heard that one.
So this is based on the fact that the area where she was last heard from, like her last communication with the U.S. media, was very close to a Japanese military base. Some believe that the Japanese captured them and executed them thinking that they were spies.
Okay.
Which seems plausible to me.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they were spies.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, it's possible.
Was there... This was what year again?
They disappeared in 1937 in July.
Okay.
And then they were declared dead in 1939.
Okay. Gotcha.
What?
Nothing. I was just looking at... So that was during World War II? What are the most destructive conflicts of World War II?
Not yet. Was it World War II, 1941?
That's when we joined.
Was that when we joined?
Yeah, but
Okay.
World War II.
No, 1939 to 1945.
So why does this say that? Okay, yeah, whatever.
So it wasn't yet.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if there was a war with Japan going on in 1937, and this says the Sino-Japanese War was from 1937 to 1945, was one of the most destructive conflicts of World War II. So, I don't know.
What did you say of what dates?
1937 to 1945. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't declared World War yet. Maybe that was like
Maybe.
leading up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Get with the program, Google.
They don't know their shit.
Yeah.
Them and YouTube can go fuck off.
YouTube. Oh, we just want to make sure we don't put the wrong information out there because we don't want to get flagged for misinformation again.
They're gonna hate us. I don't really care.
Definitely don't want to
Wait till I get to theory number 5.
What are we on, 3?
Yeah, I'm about to do 3.
Give it to me.
This one's my favorite. You know I love this shit.
Sasquatch.
No, but that would be pretty bitchin'. I don't think she'd make a good Sasquatch. Wasn't she tiny as shit?
I don't know.
I think she was really little.
I don't know.
Hold up.
She was 5'3".
You just made that up.
I did. She probably was pretty small. I feel like to fly, you had to be pretty small back then.
I feel like all women were tiny as shit back
5'8".
then, too. 5'8"?
Yeah.
She was a fucking giant.
5'8" is not a giant.
Back then it fucking was.
Back then? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, huh?
No, it wasn't.
Sure it was.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, my favorite theory. She assumed a new identity and lived in secrecy.
Yes.
So a lot of people believe that she actually survived the plane crash and assumed a new identity to just avoid the public eye. She had been over it, didn't want to do it anymore, and was done.
Amelia Earhart was Queen Elizabeth.
I don't think the timeline adds up, but I think
It's my theory, and I'm sticking
way
to it.
fucking older. Although if she's a lizard person, like you thought, maybe. So
could be.
There is a tie to World War II now.
Oh, okay.
So when she assumed her new identity, she potentially worked as a spy during World War II. Or maybe she just returned to the U.S. living a quiet life. Or maybe she went to another country, lived a pretty quiet life. Obviously, there's really no evidence of any of this, but I thought that was a cool theory. And, I mean, I feel like it's unlikely that she could just disappear without a trace altogether. But, again, I'm thinking in terms of 2023, not in terms of 1937. So.
Even 2023. They lost the whole fucking airline.
Yeah.
Disappear without a trace.
No, but I mean for her to, like, assume a new identity and just...
I feel like it'd be easy back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
Yeah.
saying I think it would be hard to do, but I'm thinking in terms of, like, now, not back then.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be
Yeah.
pretty easy for her. Plus, I think...
Plus, she apparently was smart as shit, too. So if anybody was going to figure it out, she would have.
Yeah. Well, so wait, the island that you said that they found... What did they find on that one island? Aviation records or something?
They found tools and aircraft wreckage.
Oh, I thought you said records.
No, wreckage.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Interesting.
Okay. So, next theory kind of sort of goes with the last one. It's thought that she was always a spy all along.
Yeah.
That she was on a spying mission for the U.S. government when she took off.
Yeah.
And that her flight around the world was a cover for her true mission. And some people believe that she was spying on the Japanese military and was captured as a result. So it's a little bit different from the previous one where I said that she was captured by the Japanese. So
see, I would buy
the second
that she's
one
a spy. I would buy that
too,
100%.
absolutely.
Because
so
hiding in plain sight.
Well, also, she was already involved in World War I. Like, she had already established herself as, well, she was a nurse's aide, but still, like, if she had been, and if she had been involved and kind of made a name for herself in that area, and then went on to prove herself in many other aspects following that, leading up to World War II, I feel like they would be like, hell yeah, you're a freaking asset.
You hella good.
I don't know if
Probably said something like
they
that.
said that.
Get your spurs
They
back
probably
on,
would have
girl.
used asset, I think, over hella good, but
Get
I don't
your
know.
spurs back on.
So this is a little different. The second theory that I mentioned, it involves them going down and then being captured. This one involves that the Japanese figured out that she was a spy from the beginning and captured, and like they were the ones who took the plane down.
Huh.
And what's going to be your favorite theory? Number 5.
Aliens.
She was abducted by aliens. Some believe that they were responsible for the crash itself, and that Earhart and Noonan were taken aboard a UFO, never to be seen again.
See, I have a hard time believing that. Only because of the episode that we did on the Antarctica mission. What the hell was that called? Oh my God. I forget which episode it was. We talked about the one pilot that flew into like the
High jump?
Operation High Jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. They flew into the poles.
Yeah.
North Pole, South Pole, and like found this unbelievable land in there, an entrance to the Earth, and like this whole deal. Mm-hmm. So she was nowhere near the poles. I don't think so.
So wait, you think that that's the only way that an alien
at that point
could get her was through the poles?
At that point, yeah.
I don't know.
Aliens had no reason to come. Like, we weren't pissing them off by launching shit into space yet at that point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe they were like, "Nah, fuck this bitch. They're getting too far with this flight thing. She's going down."
It's like a fucking, like an electric fence.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Hunger Games.
Yeah. It's like a fucking bug, one of the bug zappers. She just flies close to this island and
oh, that's I hope not. That's terrible. Oh, goodness gracious.
And they're just sitting up there, the aliens watching her, like, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, what
Wait,
what
can
do
I just say,
think?
Bob, first off, the one thing I want to say is I think it's a little bit fucked up that they handpicked a woman to be, like, the one to do this, like, circumnavigate, but had a male navigator for her. Like, why wouldn't you make it a woman crew?
I think they were. I think it was probably slim pickings. I don't know that there were female navigators back then. Yeah. It's not like they groomed her. She was already into it, and then they found her. You know, like I think if there been a female navigator, they might have done that. But
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's
maybe.
I feel
maybe
like
she was cheating on her husband with this Noonan dude, and Putnam was pissed and shot them both down.
That could be the case.
I didn't think about that theory.
Could be. Yeah, maybe she didn't do anything. Maybe they just used her as...
Maybe she never really existed, and it was Charles Lindbergh.
Yeah.
In disguise, in drag.
Yeah, in drag back then.
Yeah. They talked about how much she looked like him. Maybe it was him all along.
Oh, shit.
And that's why they never found her, because she never existed.
Scandal!
I don't know, dude. But,
Did you know
that's what I got.
There's a record-setting pilot named Amelia Earhart flying today?
Yeah. I did, actually.
2014.
Mm-hmm. No relation.
She became the youngest woman to fly around the world in a single-engine plane. And she felt that considering her name and her similar passion for flying, she almost had a duty to do what her namesake couldn't.
Duty.
Duty.
I mean, I feel like Her parents kind of set her up for that.
Right?
I think, like, and knowing your last name is Earhart and naming your kid Amelia, like,
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of have to. I feel like they groomed her. Like, I feel like they would have had to have been like, oh, look at this person who you're named after. Like, you would have to feel some sort of obligation.
Yeah.
I mean, normal people would. I wouldn't.
What if her parents, what if her mother was Amelia Earhart? Or, like, she's Amelia Earhart's lineage.
Her mother would have had to have her in, like, at 80 years old
She's
or
the
something.
mother's lineage. Sorry. She is Amelia Earhart's lineage. Amelia Earhart actually made it back, like you said, under a separate identity.
Yeah.
And
well,
living in, like,
if she had a separate identity, why would she keep her last name?
Now it's different. I don't know. I'm talking on my ass.
Clearly.
She's fucking living in, like, Pottstown.
I would be pretty... I'd be pretty surprised if she was still living, babe.
Not if the aliens got her.
Oh, God.
And then dropped her back off.
This is just a hodgepodge of all the theories then for you.
What if Amelia Earhart is Sasquatch? Let's try that one in somehow.
I really wish this drink was real. I need it to deal with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if Amelia Earhart was like the mother of the oh my God, what are they called? The Pineys.
The Pineys?
In Jersey. The Pine Barrens, the little people.
Oh my God.
What if she's just like hiding out in the woods, having all these little piney babies?
Maybe she is.
Maybe she's the one who gave birth to the Jersey Devil.
There's a Squatch tie in there somewhere.
There's gotta be.
Maybe Amelia
and Sasquatch had the Jersey Devil.
Maybe Amelia Earhart is actually Emilio Estevez.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And Mighty Ducks is actually just a really deep story about how she circumnavigated the world. We're digging deep here.
After fucking DUI.
She ate donuts like Goldberg the whole time. Oh my God.
No, she'd be more like Icebox.
Yeah, she wouldn't be able to. Here's a question.
Hit me.
Because I don't know. I guess diapers? Did they wear diapers in the plane? Like, it's not like you were, like, pulling over on the side of the road to take a pee or a poop.
I don't know.
My guess is, like, if you're going, you're going. Unless they got, like, a hole in the seat and they're just, like, dropping a dump right out their seat.
I don't think diapers really existed. I mean, probably not disposables anyway. They were probably, like, cloth diapers then. Like, even for babies, I don't think disposables were invented yet.
Probably not.
So, it'd be a very unpleasant small quarters.
Right?
Ick.
Doo-doos.
Oh, thank you.
Right? Huh. Amelia Earhart. Well, what do you think? Do you think she made it or no?
No.
No? No.
I think she died then. I like the spy and the Japanese theory.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that she was as big of a badass as I hope she is and was just like, nah, fuck this, I'm out of here. And like assumed a new identity and was like, nope, this is my life now. Y'all leave me alone. But I don't think she made it.
Because it was her idea for this final flight, wasn't it?
Yes.
So
she was saying like, I'm going to retire. This is like my last, this is it. So I think if she was trying to like get out of it, she probably would have done it more secretly. Like, I don't think she would have made this big like retirement announcement and then disappeared. Like, everyone was kind of expecting her to be done after that anyway. Right. So I don't see what difference it would have made.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I would love to think that she went off and lived this happy little quiet life. Maybe she was in like witness protection or something after being a U.S. spy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, dude. I don't think so. I think she was captured by the Japanese, and they.
I don't know. I think the Japanese idea I like, but at the same time, I think they would have used that to their advantage. Like,
What do you
I
mean?
think they would have publicized, like, yo, America, we thought you were slick, but we got your bitch. Not in so many
I
words,
mean,
but I'm sure they would say a lot more politely than that.
well, I think
She got dirty doo-doos in her pants. Can you send some...
they could have done that still and communicated with just the military and not made it like a publicly known thing.
Well, don't the citizens know everything the military knows?
Sure.
I thought they...
No, don't want to give out misinformation.
Yeah, I thought they told us everything.
No. Nope. I don't know, dude.
You know that movie Unbroken?
I don't know.
The track star who joins the military during World War II and is captured by Japanese and put in a concentration camp. I forget his name, but like they knew it was him, and they like used that to their advantage to
Louis Zamperini.
yeah, and they put it out on like the radio and stuff in America, saying like an interview with him of basically like him reading what they wrote him, but like rubbing it in America's face, like, oh, we got your track star, we got your Olympian. I feel like they would do the same thing with Amelia Earhart, but
I would think so.
I don't know. What year was that?
What?
The Zamperini?
Zamperini. 1943 bombing mission.
43. So, I don't know, maybe they fucked up with Amelia Earhart and did kill her, and they were like, oh, we could have done more damage with her. And then they learned from it, and they put this poor guy
I don't think I've ever even heard of this movie.
No?
No, I've heard of the book. I didn't realize they made it into a movie.
It gets you in the feels.
Well, God forbid you would actually read it.
Worked? Ew.
It's got a decent cast, though.
Why read it?
The dude from Four Brothers is in it.
The dude from Four Brothers. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That guy.
Yeah.
The brother that dies.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Listen, that movie's old as shit.
Spoiler alert. All right. Well, is that it? Is that all we got?
That's all I got.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for checking this out. Let us know what you thought or what you think happened to Amelia Earhart. Would love to know your thoughts. Do you think she was abducted? Do you think the Loch Ness Monster got her? Do you think Do you think she encountered a dragon that possibly burned her plane down?
Maybe.
Did Tom Hanks spike Wilson onto her prop and take her plane
idiot.
Who knows? Was she eaten by a shark? Megalodon. I don't know. Maybe.
That's what we should have named the car.
What?
Megalodon.
Megalodon?
Meg.
No. We got the perfect name for our car. We needed a new vehicle. And we got a bigger vehicle. And it is affectionately known as Squatch in our house. So, it's a beast. Many adventures will be had in that. And I'm hoping, I don't know about you, but I'm hoping that we can have some, like, podcasts on the road from that thing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Especially when
I'm in.
The Squatch tag-along is purchased as well. No, the camper.
That's what you're talking about when I no longer look like this.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe for season 3 or 4, we'll have a podcast on the road.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm in.
But thank you guys for listening. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. And if you have any ideas for episodes, let us know. Shoot us an email, atoasttotheatypical@gmail.com. Number
The
2.
number 2.
Like doo-doos. The number 2.
Like what Amelia was doing in her pants.
Yep. Yeah, or you can text us at 267-450-9448. All
Or
of
you
that
can reach out
information.
on the social media
Social
platforms.
medias.
Everything's in our link
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah. So hit up the link
Yep.
tree, like, subscribe, do the whole deal. Listen to us next time. 2 weeks. Remember, 2 weeks between episodes now. Unless we get real fancy schmancy, but probably not.
Yep.
So
we'll see you guys back on August 1st.
yeah, for a really interesting one, I think.
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty freaking cool.
Can't
So brush up on your technology for that episode because that's
Dun dun dun.
yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of tech.
Yeah, I'm sure the platforms are gonna have a field day with us for that one.
Oh yeah, it's so much misinformation on this one. So much.
Someday we'll stop making this joke.
No, we won't. No, we won't.
All right.
All right. Thank you all. Sorry, Amelia, if you went down. If
And
you
Fred.
didn't.
And Fred. She wasn't
Fred,
alone.
the navigator. And if you
Got
pulled it off,
decapitated by the Japanese. I apologize.
apologize. If you pulled it off and went
I
somewhere
hope
and
you
made
did.
bays, good for you.
I
Good for
hope
you
did.
guys.
I hope
Cheers.
you had millions of little pineys.